President Trump on Monday escalating his attacks on the Federal Reserve Board by moving to fire one of its governors. The reason? Allegations of false statements on mortgage forms.
Lisa Cook was nominated to the board by former President Biden back in 2022 and is the first black woman to serve on the board. In a letter to Cook, the president alleged that she falsely listed two different properties as her primary residence, one in Michigan and one in Georgia. Trump called the alleged false statements deceitful and potentially criminal. Writing, quote, "At a minimum, the conduct at issue exhibits a sort of gross negligence in financial transactions that calls into question your competence and trustworthiness as a financial regulator." Trump also sent her a copy of a criminal referral that he sent to the Attorney General earlier this month.
Meantime, Cook says Trump doesn't have the power to fire her. She said in a statement, quote, "President Trump purported to fire me for cause when no cause exists under the law, and he has no authority to do so. I will not resign." This is just the latest in Trump's feud with the Fed Reserve Board and its chair, Jerome Powell. Trump has repeatedly requested that the Fed lower interest rates, a move that the board has not made since last December.
Well, obviously, the bigger issue is his dispute with the Federal Reserve, with Jerome Powell. However, though, many conservatives are going to say, well, even if this is like a more technical violation, that was characteristic of some of the things they attempted to put Trump in prison for. So what's good for the goose is good for the gander. And if she is indeed guilty of this, why should she continue to be a financial regulator?
Ah, yes, Donald Trump, that well-known stickler for financial propriety.
Well, you could say that, but then if it's just, okay, so then
well,
everyone...
I would say that. I mean, the reason that he was got into difficulty in the civil fraud case was because he was doing things like listing his own penthouse in Trump Tower at 3 times the size that it actually was, or valuing other properties on the basis that the apartments within them were rentable at market value when many of them were not rentable at market value.
No one with the bank that gave him the loan, no one claimed that they felt defrauded by how he represented his assets. So who was the harm to if the entity that gave him the money based on that said it's fine?
The harm was to the integrity of the financial system, because society has an interest in not allowing people... Is there a harm to the
integrity of the financial system if one of the members of the Federal Reserve Board is engaged in similar financial misfeasance?
I think there is, yeah. But I mean, she hasn't been allowed to rebut the allegation as yet. She is claiming that she is willing to answer valid questions. Now, I think that the point here is she shouldn't be listing 2 primary residences if that is what she has in fact done. What we have right now is the word of a Trump loyalist that is what she has done, and her protesting that or arguing that it's not the case. And then you place that in the context of it being Donald Trump who is doing this amid a long battle with the Fed, which we alluded to in the introduction, where he doesn't like the fact that they haven't cut interest rates. Lisa Cook has voted with Jerome Powell in most of those instances. So Trump is somebody who displays no impetus for financial propriety in his own life, is using this to get at the Fed, and is trying to, I think, fire a warning shot at others, and trying to install someone more loyal to his policy prescriptions in the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve.
Okay, yeah, it's clearly politically motivated.
Right.
But so was Letitia James' crusade against Donald Trump in these matters. She ran for office promising to find a way to go after Trump. So it's just like, it's got to be, I would prefer mutually standing down. I think in that case with Trump, what he did was not significant and those charges shouldn't have been brought. With her, if it's what listing to, I don't care. There's too many rules. There's too many laws that can easily ensnare people on these bases. And I think ordinary Americans understand this when they do their own taxes or when they do their own registering property-related things or whatever it is. And there's always something they can hang you on, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it's much more of an authoritarian power grab than you do, but there we are.
Oh, I think authoritarian power grab can be having too many rules just on the books that can always ensnare you if you rub somebody the wrong way, right?
I'm sure we will have many instances when we can return to that particular topic. Meanwhile, Kilmar Abrego Garcia is back in the news after being arrested and detained by ICE officials. Stick around for the latest details on his situation next.